a.m. Sunday, October 26th, and we have a tornado warning in progress now for parts of southern Baldwin County, specifically including Orange Beach and areas near Josephine, getting set to go live across our platforms to be able to bring you this new tornado warning that has just been issued. And again, we're watching this cell coming in from the Gulf of Mexico that has prompted this tornado warning. And again, folks in Orange Beach, you need to be sheltered now as we have a possible tornado coming in from the south. Getting set to go live over on Facebook as well. Folks on Twitter and YouTube, just bear with me for 1 second as we get everything set on the Facebook side. All right, here we go. It is almost 11 a.m. And again, folks in Orange Beach, you are now in a situation where you need to be taking shelter immediately as we have this possible tornado coming in from the south. This also is going to include areas near Perdido Beach. So again, Perdido Beach, you also need to be sheltered at this point as we have this possible tornado coming in from the south. This warning is going to be on the board, I believe, until 11:30 a.m. And for folks watching on Twitter and YouTube, stand by, going live on Facebook now.
Live from Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
Tornado warning until 11:30 a.m. for parts of southern Baldwin County. This includes areas near Orange Beach. If you're near Orange Beach, Alabama, you need to be taking shelter now as we have a possible tornado coming in from the south. Again, this is pushing into Orange Beach now from the south. Everybody in the city limits of Orange Beach, Alabama, you need to be taking action to protect yourself as we have a possible tornado coming in from the south. This also is going to include areas near Perdido Beach and Josephine here in southern Baldwin County. And again, this is just coming on the board, valid until 11:30 a.m. So let's go ahead and zoom in and tell you who's involved in this. This does not include Gulf Shores. So if you're at Gulf Shores, this does not include you. But if you're at Orange Beach and areas near Mifflin and Josephine, you are included in this tornado warning. Possible tornado is right in through here, and this is going to be moving just like this. And so this is going to be very near areas near the Carib, and also this is going to move toward Bear Point, which is on the north side of Orange Beach. So be in a safe place now if you are at Orange Beach or areas near Carib or Floribama, Bear Point, Josephine, Perdido Beach, really anywhere near Robinson Island. Anywhere in Orange Beach, Alabama, you need to be in a tornado safe place now as we've got a possible tornado coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. And it looks like this is going to be a deal that really is approaching the shore right now. And so again, Orange Beach, be in your safe place now, as in addition to the tornado threat, we also could potentially have wind gusts as high as 80 miles per hour in Orange Beach, Alabama right now. So again, Orange Beach, areas near Josephine, Mifflin, also Perdido Beach, which is not visible on this map. Perdido Beach is right in through here on the north side. Bear Point as well. Be in a safe place as we've got this possible tornado coming in from the south in southern Baldwin County. This warning does not include Foley. So if you're at Foley, you're fine. Same thing at Alberta, but this does include all of Orange Beach. Gulf Shores is out. Here's Gulf Shores. Here's your tornado warning. So again, Gulf Shores is out. Same thing over at Perdido Key. You are to the east of this. This is specifically an issue for coastal Alabama, Bear Point, Orange Beach, areas near the wharf. You're also involved in this tornado warning that is now on the board until 11:30 a.m. Watching this situation very carefully for our friends in Orange Beach, Alabama. And again, let's see if we can go over to the velocity view. Yeah, there's your rotation. And it's broad in terms of the overall signature, but the Weather Service is now suggesting that a new circulation may be developing on the south side of this, perhaps right in through here, just offshore, and perhaps that could make a run straight into Orange Beach. So again, the call to action here is specifically for Orange Beach, Alabama. No matter where you are, let me zoom in here, and we'll show you that this does include areas near Caswell, but also this does include Bear Point. It's not on the map, but this is the Bear Point neighborhood of Orange Beach, Alabama. Olno Island, the western half of the island is included, basically including areas here near the bridge, also areas near the Floribama. The Caribe is right here. Across the bridge, you get to areas there near all the restaurants. You go down a little ways to the main intersection there at Orange Beach. All of those areas, if you know where I'm talking about, you are included in this tornado warning. And so again, all of Orange Beach, Alabama being your tornado safe place. The wharf is included. The wharf is right over here on the western side of the polygon. So if you're at the wharf, you need to be implementing that tornado safe plan now, as we have this possible tornado perhaps very near the beach at this point at Orange Beach, Alabama. And this is going to be pushing inland. And even if you don't get a tornado with this cell, we also do note that we've got a situation where we could have potentially 80-mile-per-hour winds. To show you exactly what you need to be doing right now, we want you in the lowest floor of a site-built structure, away from windows and away from doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. You need to grab a tornado helmet. That's not just for kids, that's for adults as well. And again, don't wait, as this is a warning, not a watch. There is a tornado watch in effect, but this is now a tornado warning. And for folks in Orange Beach, you need to be implementing this plan now. Let's go back over to the radar view, and we'll show you that this cell is basically right over Orange Beach at this point. It definitely has been cycling up and down over the last few moments, but this is a deal where everybody in Josephine, Perdido Beach, also areas on the west side of this, out near the wharf, you need to be implementing this tornado safety plan now, as we have a deal where this is could be producing a tornado in Orange Beach right now. And for folks that are saying that we have an audio issue, I apologize. We are looking at that on Facebook now. There we go. I think our audio feed is back on Facebook. Again, tracking this possible tornado in Orange Beach, Alabama. And this is going to be a deal where it's going to move inland pretty quick. And so this is going to cross the bay into areas here near Josephine. So just to get your geographical bearings straight, this is the main drag in Orange Beach. Canal Road is in through here. You cross the bridge and get into the Foley Beach Express is here. This doesn't include Foley. So if you're at Foley, you are fine right now. Your possible tornado is going to be right in through here, very near, potentially, Bear Point, and also Caswell here on the north side of Orange Beach. And so again, we're tracking this tornado warning in southern Baldwin County. Let me check and make sure. I don't believe that this includes any part of Escambia County, Florida. No, this is specifically for Baldwin County, Alabama. And let me zoom out and show you the entirety of Baldwin County, because Baldwin County obviously is a very large county, but you can see all of the issues are specifically happening here in the southern side of Baldwin County. And so really this is going to be the hot spot over the next hour, it seems, in areas south of US Highway 98 in Baldwin County. And let me stress again, for folks that are watching in Foley, you are fine right now. All right, so Foley is fine. Same thing at Pensacola. If you are at Pensacola, you are A-OK right now. Quite a bit of rain, but the heavier rain is clearly happening in Baldwin County, specifically here near Orange Beach. And the Weather Service is maintaining this tornado warning for the next few minutes anyway. It seems like the cell may be just a bit weaker, but I don't want you to think that it's okay to get out of that tornado safe place just yet, as this is a deal that could quickly ramp back up. So even though the signature may be a bit broader, that does not mean come out of your hiding place just yet. And let me say, this happened last week as well. I have seen several reports on the Facebook comments over the last few minutes of folks that are getting tornado warnings in Pensacola. There is no tornado warning in effect for any part of the Pensacola Metro at this point. So again, the Pensacola Metro is in good shape. This is specifically an issue at the moment anyway, down around Orange Beach. And so again, Orange Beach is the hot spot at this point, and we encourage you to be in that tornado safe place now if you are at Orange Beach. Let's zoom in. If we go to reflectivity, you can see that this is just a big blob of rain. Quite frankly, you can't see anything there. You have to go over to the velocity view. And again, this tornado warning, I believe what the Weather Service did is technically, this may have included just a small sliver of Escambia County, Florida, but really this is going to be an issue for Baldwin County. The Floribama, by the way, the state line sits right about here. So if we zoom in fact, there's the Floribama. So here over is Florida. And again, you can see that for land areas specifically, this is more of an issue for Baldwin County. So again, let me just give some reassurance to our friends in Northwest Florida, specifically in Escambia County, Florida. This specific storm is not going to be an issue for Perdido Key, Perdido Bay, NAS Pensacola, and certainly not Pensacola. Pensacola is far out of this warning. This is specifically for southern Baldwin County. And really, the signature is broad. I think, could there be a tornado in there? Yes, there absolutely could. And no doubt it was the right call of the Weather Service to go ahead and issue this warning. But we believe that in addition to the tornado threat, this could be a deal where you could have 60, 70, 80 mile per hour winds in through here, potentially coming into Josephine just like that. And so again, we're watching this situation in Baldwin County very carefully. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson. And again, let me stress, I know that we got a lot of folks watching from around the region. Let me zoom out on this map. This is the only warning that we have anywhere in South Alabama or Northwest Florida. We do have the ongoing tornado warning over in Mississippi, specifically in Jackson County, but I suspect that's going to be canceled soon. And so again, this is really the only thing we're watching locally is this tornado warning that does include Ono Island and Orange Beach. Same thing at Bear Point. Really the worst of the storm right now is over Bear Point, and I am watching these comments very carefully to see if we have any damage reports. Hopefully we don't, but it is tremendously helpful if you're in your tornado safe place in this warning, if you can kind of type out on your phone what you're seeing, that is always, or hearing I should say, that is always immensely helpful. And so again, for folks in Orange Beach, stay in that shelter. I think we'll be able to give you an all clear sooner rather than later. Hopefully in about 5 minutes in Orange Beach, we'll be able to give you an all clear, but again, I cannot do that just yet. And again, quite frankly, the cell looks to be kind of evolving into more of a damaging wind threat as this comes ashore. Let me kind of reset here and show you the whole scene, because there is no severe weather risk at this point for inland counties. If you're up here near Thomasville, Bruton, Evergreen, areas near Grove Hill, Chatham, the air is stable, all right? So very stable up there for now. It could become a little bit more unstable later, but for now, in inland areas of southwest Alabama, you are fine. In northwest Florida, you are also fine right now. Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, no issues for you. And I tell you, there's been a national vendor, I'll just say that, that's had these tornado warnings go out. I don't know what they're doing, but there is no active threat for Okaloosa, Walton, Santa Rosa, and really even Escambia at this point. We'll zoom in and show you this red box right here is what we're focused on. And you can see this is 99% an issue for Alabama. And so, I have no idea what these national vendors, national channels, I guess you could say, are doing, but there is no threat for Northwest Florida at this point. Again, around here, we shoot it to you straight. And there's just not a threat right now in Northwest Florida, but there is an ongoing threat in southern Baldwin County, and that's why we're here. We've got this active tornado warning. Pretty much what you see on the screen right now, if you see your community, you are involved in this tornado warning. The Weather Service has updated the polygon now, and this does not include Foley. We got a big chunk of Orange Beach that's been cut out of the tornado warning, specifically the west side of town. You can see at the wharf, yes, the weather is horrible, but specifically if you're at the wharf, you are now out of the tornado warning polygon. The Weather Service has clipped the wharf out, and this basically is now an issue for Bear Point and Josephine, where the possible tornado could be. And I have to tell you, this clearly is evolving and becoming more of a damaging wind risk, which is good in one sense, in that we don't see that tight rotation that often is indicative that there could be a tornado, but we are seeing an area of damaging wind gusts potentially near Bear Point and Josephine. I'll zoom in on the map. By the way, Innerarity Point, I mean the far western tip of Innerarity Point technically is included in the tornado warning, and Perdido Beach, this is going to be up on you in the next few moments. So again, Perdido Beach, which is in Baldwin County, Alabama, we encourage you to be in your tornado safe place now. And again, for Orange Beach, you can see that the threat has really passed at this point. Really, this is the area on the northeastern quadrant of this storm that is the suspect area, where we could have potentially, say, 80 mile per hour wind gusts at Josephine and really Perdido Beach as well, which is on the Alabama side. So again, watching this tornado warning in southern Baldwin County, Alabama, And I should mention as well, this does not include Lillian. I've had several people in the comments say, oh, there's a tornado warning for Lillian. No, again, these national vendors just apparently are blanketing the whole area in tornado warnings, which is nuts. Tornado warnings are very, very small in the grand scheme of things. And we do that, the Weather Service does that to warn folks who are involved in the warning and keep folks out who have no danger. And quite frankly, a lot of us across the region have zero danger at this point. But again, for folks near Josephine and Perdido Beach, you are in the danger zone at this point. This is quickly coming out of Orange Beach, and this is going toward Josephine and areas near Perdido Beach over the next few minutes in southern Baldwin County. Foley is fine at this point. Yes, you've got heavy rain in progress near Foley and Alberta along US Highway 98. But that storm up there is under severe limits. So Foley, you're fine. Same thing along the eastern shore. Fairhope, Daphne, Spanish Fort, Loxley, Robertsdale. You are fine right now. Specifically, we are focused in on southern Baldwin County, Alabama, where we have a possible tornado in the vicinity of Josephine. And the Weather Service is noting that the circulation is not nearly as robust as what this once was, which is good news. When this prompted the warning a minute ago, this was a much more defined signature, but the Weather Service is doing the right thing and keeping the warning going for now. We'll see if they continue the warning in a little bit. That's possible after 11:30, but again, this warning that we're watching now in southern Baldwin County specifically goes until 11:30 a.m. We'll show you a wide view across the region. This is round one of the thunderstorms today. We could have another round of storms that happens a bit later, specifically after 2 o'clock. Storms will develop over Mississippi, but this is the first round. And again, for folks that just may be tuning in, if you are essentially north of I-10, right now we're not worried about any storms north of I-10. Specifically, we are concerned about these cells down here around Mobile Bay and the Alabama coast over the next few hours. If you're in Pensacola or Milton or Gulf Breeze, you are fine right now. No issues right now in Pensacola, Pensacola Beach, or Gulf Breeze. Specifically in Orange Beach, that's what we're looking at for this hot spot where we could potentially see a brief tornado develop over the next few minutes if one isn't already down. With a signature like this, doesn't particularly look all that impressive, but could there be a tornado down? Absolutely. And so again, we encourage everyone to be in their safe place for the next few minutes in Josephine and Perdido Beach. And in Orange Beach specifically, if you live near the intersection of Canal and the main drag there in Orange Beach, the threat has clearly passed to your northeast. And really at Bear Point, let's give it, say, 2 to 3 more minutes at Bear Point, and I'll be able to give you an all clear as well. The Weather Service is talking about dropping the tornado warning potentially since this continues to weaken. And what they're going to do is maintain this as a severe thunderstorm warning, most likely. And so we'll see if they decide to do that. But again, just giving you some insight, the tornado warning continues over the next few minutes in southern Baldwin County. But it looks like the Weather Service may opt to cancel this warning, as clearly this has become more of a deal that could produce damaging straight line winds near Josephine over the next few minutes. I'm having to one-man band this on this Sunday, and I am by myself manning the coverage, so that's why I'm in the box kind of working this on radar. And again, current time is 11:21 a.m. The Weather Service, I believe, has canceled the tornado warning. Let me make absolutely sure that they have indeed done that. That actually may be just an update, so they have not canceled it just yet. But again, the Weather Service is seriously considering dropping this tornado warning for southern Baldwin County. And what they're going to do, they're going to simply let it expire at 11:30 a.m. And I think that's the right call because the signature has evolved to the point where this is strictly going to be a deal where we could have some gusty winds coming into Josephine over the next few minutes. You see that blob that's popped up there. That doesn't necessarily mean that the storm is strengthening. That is what we call a de-aliasing failure in the velocity data. Yeah, and what the Weather Service is doing, again, they're going to keep the warning going for the next few minutes, and this is going to be the next area of concern. We will have to see if another warning is needed. That one potentially could include a chunk of Escambia County, Florida. So we will see if the Weather Service decides to issue a new warning, but as of now, this is transitioning to be more of a heavy rain threat and gusty wind threat in southern Baldwin County. Again, I would maintain my shelter if I'm at Perdido Beach or Josephine over the next little bit. But again, I believe for much of this warning area, the threat has simply evolved and kind of gone to the east. And so with that said, if you're at Mifflin, you're now out of the warning. Same thing at the wharf. If you are specifically at the wharf in Orange Beach, which is right about here on the map, you are now in good shape. The possible tornado is clearly to your east. And again, current time is 11:23 a.m. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching, and thank you for all of the reports in the comments, specifically on Facebook. We certainly appreciate that. We have had a long-standing tornado warning policy around here. We've been so fortunate to never miss a tornado warning live coverage since 2015. We had one that lasted about 5 minutes last week for Gulf Breeze. This one is far to the west of Gulf Breeze. This possible tornado is actually more of a damaging wind deal at this point. And the Weather Service is indicating that this is a supercell storm that is basically right on this warm front. And so what they're going to do is, again, maintain the severe thunderstorm warning over the next few minutes for Lillian, Foley, Orange Beach. Again, that's a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning. So again, if you're in Lillian, Foley, or Alberta, right here on 98, you are not involved in a tornado warning. You are involved in a severe thunderstorm warning, no doubt about it, but the tornado issues are to your south. And I say tornado issues, I mean this thing continues to show more of a signature where it could be producing damaging straight line winds. And so the Weather Service has raised the white flag per se, and they are going to let this tornado warning go in about 5 minutes. And so we'll maintain it here. By the way, while we wait on that to happen, again, the threat has kind of evolved where this is more of a damaging wind deal. We'll show you the wide view across the region. This is round one of the severe thunderstorms pushing across our area today. And we've already had this one tornado warning down in southern Baldwin County. There could be more over the next few hours, specifically in areas south of Interstate 10. This is the zone that we're looking at. From Mobile over to Pensacola down to the Alabama beaches, that we're really going to be watching for the potential for spin-ups like what we have seen over the last few minutes in southern Baldwin County. Again, the Weather Service maintaining the tornado warning for just a few more minutes in southern Baldwin County, but clearly the threat is not what it once was when this thing was coming ashore about 30 minutes ago. And look, this whole map is covered in red, and that means heavy, heavy rain is happening. The Weather Service notes that they've got a flood advisory out for southern Baldwin County because some areas have already had 2 inches of rain in through here. So there's going to be heavy rain over the next few hours as this band of storms continues to push off to the east. And I should mention as well that we have an ongoing tornado watch for all of Mobile, Baldwin, and Escambia County in Florida. So again, Mobile and Baldwin in Alabama and Escambia County, Florida, tornado watch which means conditions could be favorable again for more warnings a bit later. So yes, we've had this one warning. We may have a bit more later. And again, your ongoing severe thunderstorm warning is going to continue even after the tornado warning is let go in southern Baldwin County. And we're going to have to watch this. We'll be covering this storm in the Red Zone Weather app over the next few minutes when we go off the air. In other words, if this tornado warning is let go, and I think it will be, we'll go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. And if we have more tornado warnings, you know the drill. We'll come back on Facebook Live and bring you the very latest. Just looking at this, again, we want to be able to give our folks in Orange Beach an all clear. And again, for folks specifically in the city limits of Orange Beach, Alabama, I can go ahead and do that because the cell has clearly translated to the east. It's out over the bay near Innerarity Point. And again, for folks in Orange Beach, Bear Point, Caswell, areas near the Caribe, Ono Island, the Floribama, all clear. All right, so all clear from the imminent tornado threat at Orange Beach, the Wharf, Floribama as well. I realize this polygon is still here, but there's just no doubt that the threat is now out over the bay near Innerarity Point. And so again, all clear for Orange Beach, Alabama due to the possible tornado. And again, I realize it's raining like cats and dogs in through here. I mean, it is pouring, but the imminent tornado threat has come to a close for Orange Beach. So all clear for Orange Beach in terms of the imminent tornado threat. All right, and the Weather Service is going to issue a new severe thunderstorm warning. So what they're doing is they are choosing to issue a new severe thunderstorm warning. I want to show you that before we leave here. And this is going to be on the board. You're hearing that warning come up now. This is going to be on the board until 12:15. So we've got about 45 more minutes, but this is a severe thunderstorm warning at this point and not a tornado warning. So again, a new severe thunderstorm warning just coming on the board for southern Baldwin County. And I think that's the right call. This cell has weakened, thankfully, and it appears that the tornado threat is rapidly concluding. So what I'm doing is posting that very quickly in the Red Zone Weather app. Let's talk about who's in the new warning, because again, this is a new severe thunderstorm warning. Lillian, Perdido Beach, areas near Innerarity Point. You are involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning, valid until 11:15 a.m. And this has clearly evolved into more of a damaging wind deal. And again, let me stress, the tornado warning is over. You see on the screen, it is now gone. So this is now a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Baldwin County. And also this does include a part of Escambia County, Florida, valid until 12:15 p.m. So you may have some gusty winds over the next few moments near Lillian and Perdido Beach, but the imminent tornado threat has come to a close. We'll show you a wide view across the region as this mess of storms continues to push across the area. And you know the drill. If we happen to have more tornado warnings over the next few hours, we will come back on Facebook Live to bring you the very latest. And let me stress, again, there is essentially no threat of severe weather for Washington, Clark, Monroe, Conecuh, Butler, Covington, Escambia, Alabama. The issues are down here closer to the coast. Mobile, Baldwin, Escambia, Florida, those counties are under a tornado watch until noon. I suspect we may get a new one, potentially. The Storm Prediction Center may decide to do that. But again, the worst of the weather at this point clearly is happening around the Alabama coast, and that's going to be the trend over the next few hours. If you're getting out of church near Foley or Alberta or even Pensacola, you may hear some thunder over the next few minutes. There may be some gusty winds near Lillian. And again, I can't completely rule out one or two more tornado warnings over the next little bit. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm Spinks Megginson saying goodbye for now. If we have more tornado warnings, we will be back.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.